Welcome to Flat Out Elected. My name is Rand Campbell. You've been elected. You're going to endure. It's a lot. I know it is a lot. But the word endure means to get through it. You're going to endure to the end. When's that? Only God knows. He hasn't even told the Son, so we don't know. But right now I'm studying something, and I'm studying it for a very, very, very purposeful reason. I'm studying Black history, and the reason for this is because I have daughters who have Black history. Their other side of their families are Black. Now, with that being said, it sounds like, well, that's no reason to study Black history. Well, in a sense, you might be right, but let me tell you why you would be wrong. Because we are in a time right now where they are invoking, when I say they, I'm talking about the powers that be, the people that are running this show. And it's a show, make no mistake about it. They are feeding a race war. And this race war is going to get more and more serious as we move forward. It's going to get very, very. As a matter of fact, it's going to get so serious that those that are not elect may not endure. And so, for this reason, I want to have a voice in this discussion. But in order to have a voice in discussion, you definitely have to have the knowledge of that of which those that you're going to have this discussion with believe they have. It's like flat Earth. You can't argue flat Earth if you don't know everything there is to know about the spinning wet ball rocket. So although I believe that history has been manipulated and the historians have wrote history according to how they were told to write it, in other words, they were paid to change history. Because I understand this, I'm going into this study with an open mind, but at the same time, I have to be aware of the fact that a lot of the information that I'm witnessing and studying and looking at and researching may not be accurate. As a matter of fact, it's probably not accurate. Do I believe that there was a continental slave trade? Yes, I believe that there was certainly plantations where Black people were used as slaves, for sure. Am I aware of the fact that the Irish were slaves? Am I aware of the fact of what happened to the Native Indians, the Japanese, the Chinese? I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. We can all stand up when called to the question, have you ever been oppressed, suppressed, or treated poorly and treated as a slave? We can all stand up. But right now they're using the continental slave trade, the Black race war, that race card they pull, they're using that to create and cause something. And so I want to just be a part of that discussion, but I want to be a part of that discussion in a way that I'm able to confront people with their knowledge, even knowing that their knowledge is very, very, very suspect. But at the same time, being able to come into the conversation with an understanding of the fact that this world is greatly deceived and where this race war deception is taking humanity, because they're taking it somewhere. And it's amazing how many people just don't understand. They don't get it. They don't want to get it. They get caught up in whatever their news, their media is telling them. They don't understand the funding that goes into creating these situations. They don't understand that. But I'll tell you what they do understand. They understand that in their heart there's a connection to their ancestors, of which were slaves, for sure. They understand that feeling. They understand that connection. And you can't take that from the Black community. You just simply cannot take it from them. What you can do is that you can teach them, or hopefully engage in them in a way that they'll be able to be forgiving of their past, be forgiving of what happened to them, and correctly come into the right solutions and the right attitudes to be able to be in a form of repairing in a way that we're all going to be able to beat those that are pushing this agenda. Because it comes down to beating them. It comes down to outsmarting them. And so all voices matter when it comes to these types of agendas. All voices. And so I want my voice to be used in a way that can hopefully get people to understand we're not the target. The average white person did not have slaves 400 years ago. As a matter of fact, most of the white people I know wouldn't have even had a slave back in those days, because the people that I know are not slave master mentality. They're just not those types of people. So at any rate, I'm doing a study on black history. I'm going to go into the white history. I'm going to try to look at everything, knowing that history has been manipulated. But you can always find truths within deceptions. And so that's what I'm going to do. Be patient with me. It's going to be a hard study. I'm going to ask you guys to provide me some information as you see fit. Help me through this study. I ask that God bless you guys. Look, if it's in your power and your ability, sub the channel. If it's in your power, if it's in your ability, hit the like button. Come on now, that's easy. Become a Patreon. We need Patreons to this channel. I'll put the link in the basement. I'll put the link in the description. Also, at this time of year, at this point in what we are all going through, we have a big need to feed people over here and to help people. If it's in your power, hit the PayPal link, make a donation. Let's feed some children, put some clothes on some people's backs, and educate people in the truth in these days. I ask that God bless you guys. You guys take care of yourselves.
The principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of his righteousness and who he